peaceful this season. Love every moment. Light shines wherever we are. Faith in the darkness, hope in the silence, joy, sweet joy in our hearts. Every day is a choice to show some kindness. We are all part of one family, so connected, our hearts and spirits. I reach out to you, you reach out to me. Peace for all seasons, love every moment. Light shines wherever we are. Faith in the darkness, hope in the silence, joy, joy in our hearts. Now is the time to come together, count our blessings, we are grateful. We lift our voices in one chorus. My brother, my sister, let's celebrate peace in the season. Love every moment. Light shines wherever we are. Faith in the darkness, hope in the silence, joy, joy in our hearts. Let's talk about peace. Let's talk about love. Let's talk about light, shine, shine, shining bright. Let's talk about faith. Let's talk about hope. Let's celebrate joy in our hearts. Peace for all seasons. Love every moment. Light shines wherever we are. Faith in the darkness, hope in the silence, joy, sweet joy in our hearts. Peace for all seasons, love every moment. Light shines wherever we are. Faith in the darkness, hope in the silence, joy, sweet joy in our hearts.
Yes, thank you, Brett and Patty, and welcome to Unity of Hagerstown, everybody here. It's nice to see you, and welcome to our friends who are watching virtually, whether it's on a Sunday morning or a Thursday afternoon. We are glad you made the time to be with us. And we're going to begin with an opening prayer. So I'm going to invite you to just adjust your position so that you are comfortable, so your body doesn't distract you. Closing your eyes if you feel safe in doing so, and joining me in this sweet activity of prayer. We let go of any worries or any concerns here and now as we simply be. We are present in this moment. And as all concerns melt away and we become really focused on this now moment, we allow our hearts to open. We allow joy to be felt. Joy in this moment. Joy in knowing our oneness with Spirit. Joy in community and communion. And we just say, thank you, God. Thank you, God, for this moment, this communion, this community. Amen. So I invite you to join me in our mission statement together Unity of Hagerstown, a welcoming community, embraces spiritual awakening through affirmative prayer and meditation, creating a positive path for abundant living. And now we have the reading of the Daily Word with Diane Morgan.
Good morning. The word for today, Sunday, December 19th, is joy. I feel the joy of God within me as a gentle spring bubbling up from my heart, bringing energy to all I do. This reassuring feeling is a sure sign that I am living in harmony with my true spiritual identity. I discover joy by connecting with the Christ within. As I become a greater conduit, I find renewed kindness and love to share this holiday season. I express compassion as I align my heart with the greater heart of God, which beats with the steady rhythm of joy. I share joy through the selfless service. Every day offers an opportunity to make a difference by lifting others up in a considerate gesture or quiet word. Each act of kindness fills my heart with joy. The reading is from Isaiah. For the Lord will comfort Zion. Joy and gladness will be found in her, thanksgiving and the voice of song. Please join me in the affirmation. I feel fully alive and joyous. Let's think about all the joy we have today and repeat again. I feel fully alive and joyous.
Thank you, Diane. And now we'll have another song.
How about we stand on this one?
Stand on this one. Must be a good one.
Well, we don't know yet. It's new. Spirit is joy, oh holy joy. Spirit is joy, oh holy joy. Spirit is joy, oh holy joy. Let your light blaze through. Let's sing that again. Spirit is joy, oh holy joy. Spirit is joy, oh holy joy. Spirit is joy, oh holy joy. Let your light blaze through. Let your image reflect the truth that you are God's own child. Shout about the light within, holy, pure, and undefiled. Spirit is joy, oh holy joy, springs from my soul to you. Catch on fire with the zeal of God, oh let your light blaze through. Dance and sing, yes, laugh and shout. Creation gives you the clue. You say that your God is love. Well, it's time to live like it's true. Spirit is joy, oh holy joy, springs from my soul to you. Catch on fire with the zeal of God. Oh, let your light blaze through. Sing that again. Spirit is joy, oh holy joy, springs from my soul to you. Catch on fire with the zeal of God. Oh, let your light blaze through. Spirit is joy. Spirit is joy, oh holy joy. Spirit is joy, oh holy joy. Spirit is joy, oh holy joy. Let your light blaze through. Let your light blaze through. One more time. Let your light blaze through.
Yeah, that's a keeper. Yeah. And if anyone's wondering about the zeal of God, what might that be? Joy. Well, yeah, and it's the passion in doing things, the energy, the enthusiasm within us. So don't be put off by the language, okay? Okay, we have now the reading of the Advent with Ann Baker. And John Gamble will be lighting the Advent candles whenever you want to.
Well, if that song didn't tell you, the reading starts with, "Joy is contagious." This time of year, it swirls around us, palpable on the streets as we walk past twinkling lights and colorful decorations. We can smell it in cookies baking and homemade eggnog nogging in the back shelf of the fridge. It bursts forth from carolers and the holiday music playing all around us. It is reflected in the eyes of children eagerly awaiting their gifts. It is equally present in those quiet moments in front of the fire. At Christmas, we celebrate the true light which enlightens everyone. That true light is each of us right now. As the days shorten and the darkness lengthens, we are invited to stand in the light of our divine awareness to awaken to our Christ nature. This is our great work, to shine our divine light and share our joy every day, all year round. To be that light even when we or those around us may feel alone, don't smell any cookies, or see lights, or hear carolers. The reminder this holiday season is to celebrate the divinity that we are and joyously share our light with the world. And then from John, the true light which enlightens everyone was coming into the world. He was in the world, and the world came into being through him. So the affirmation at the end is, on this day of Advent, I will remember to share my true light with the world. And I invite you all to say that. I will remember to share my true light with the world. Let it sink in. And one more time. I will remember to share my true light with the world.
Thank you, Anne. So often we forget that, but we will remember today, right, to share our true light with the world. That's my intention. Yeah. So we are continuing with our Advent series, and Advent for the Christian world is preparation of the birth of Jesus. In Unity, we look at it a little metaphysically, seeing that it is really symbolic of each of our spiritual journeys. We begin by stepping out in faith. We discover peace is coming from within. We look at love and say, hey, I am that. And then we are now moving into joy. And we can say, I am that as well. You know, we're not always taught to value our joy, are we? You know, we're taught to put others' happiness before us at times. And we may feel selfish if we pursue our own. We may think that joy is found in the external, in, maybe a new car, new home, new relationship, maybe the money in the bank. Maybe an attractive partner, who knows. But truly, joy is our essence. It is our essential nature. And we often confuse joy with happiness, but there is a difference. Happiness happens to us. We may seek it, we may pursue it, but we feel happy. That's not a choice we make. We feel happy when something happens that makes us happy. Joy, on the other hand, is an intention we can set because it is always a part of ourself, our essence. It's an attitude of the heart. It's an attitude of the spirit. It's within us at all times as an untapped reservoir of potential. Just think about that. We have this huge reservoir, deep, rich reservoir of joy within us that most of us may not even be aware of. And if we are, we forget about it. But today we will remember our joy, right? Say yes. Okay, good. Okay. So David Brooks tells us we live on two mountains. The mountain of making money and having power and success, and the mountain of inner fulfillment and relationships. Happiness is what you earn on the first mountain. You have success, you get a promotion at work, and that's great. But joy is what you get on the second mountain. Joy is when the self disappears. When you get so caught up in what you're doing, whether it's your work or a creative endeavor, because it's making a difference to people, to the world, to your life, or you lose yourself in love for another, so yet you do not know where you end and the other begins. Happiness is wonderful. I like being happy, but joy is richer, deeper, and always our potential. We were born to know and to be joy. As we draw closer to Christmas and metaphysically to a greater awareness of the Christ within, we have the opportunity to experience joy more fully. Now, this does not mean that life's problems will magically disappear, because we're still having a human experience. But our response to the problem may shift. Yes, we may still experience pain and suffering, but we learn how to move through it, not using distraction as a way to bypass it. Deepak Chopra tells us, if you embrace the present and become one with it, you will experience a fire, a sparkle of ecstasy throbbing in every living sentient being. As you experience this exaltation of spirit in everything that is alive, as you become intimate with it, joy will be born within you. So joy is linked to our awareness of oneness, of the one spirit throughout all creation. As I said, we are meant to live in joy. And as I also said, it doesn't mean that life's going to be easy or pain-free. However, it does mean that we can turn our faces to the wind and accept that this is the storm that we must face, that we must pass through. You know, we can't succeed in healing ourselves, our minds, our hearts, by denying what exists. The acceptance of reality is the only place from which to heal and to change our lives. The world's wisdom traditions teach us that happiness, as I said, is found in the external and is fleeting. Have you ever bought a new car and we're so happy about it, and then like 2 weeks later it's like, yeah, I got that payment now, right? It is fleeting. But the source of joy lies in our consciousness, so it is with us forever. You know, I love finding these inspirational stories, reading them, and then bringing them to this community. This is a story a true story about Abraham. When he was 12 years old, he and his family learned that he had to have a bone marrow transplant, without which the rare blood disease that he'd been born with might be fatal. So you fast forward 1 year, Abraham is now a teenager, he's had a successful transplant, and after an intense round of chemotherapy, he's out of the hospital and his prognosis is promising. That's a great story, right? But there's more, okay? Over the course of his illness, Abraham learned that he was qualified as a recipient for the Make-A-Wish Foundation, you know, the charitable organization that grants, you know, a wish of a seriously ill child. And then rather than wishing for something for himself, Abraham chose to show thanks for his good fortune by passing it along to others. On his way home from one of his many weekly doctor appointments, he turned to his mom and said the wish he wanted was to feed the homeless in his area. 1 day a month for a year. Now, she was obviously proud of her son. You know, wouldn't you be? But she also did wonder if he wouldn't rather have something for himself, like a PlayStation, you know, I'm just saying. But really, she wasn't too surprised by this selflessness, because before his diagnosis, he and his family volunteered in their community, handing out hot meals to the homeless often. Abraham was brought up serving others, and so he went back to his roots to do what he was taught to do. Make-A-Wish employee said that when he gives so easily to others at a time when everybody should really be supporting him, you just have to think, that's a remarkable young man. And that's exactly how I think too. Abraham told CBS News, when the homeless people get the plate, some of them would come back and sing to us and thank us. It just feels good. It warms our hearts. And my parents always taught us that it's a blessing to be a blessing. Now, while a monthly, 1 day a month for a year is admirable, when the year's up, Abraham plans to continue with this. And his mom is fully supportive. She just thinks that if she were homeless, she would want somebody at some point to do something special for her. Now, Abraham still receives weekly checkups to monitor his condition, but he has faith in his future. He says, I am a person of hope. And as the type of person who not only has hope, but gives it as well, he's a true inspiration and clearly knows the difference between happiness and joy, even if he can't articulate it. So what does joy have to do with addressing the suffering in the world? Desmond Tutu writes, in short, the more we heal our own pain, the more we can turn to the pain of others. When we heal our own pain, it is actually about turning to the pain of others. It is a virtuous cycle. The more we turn toward others, the more joy we experience, the more joy we can bring to others. The goal is not just to create for ourselves, but to be a reservoir of joy, an oasis of peace, a pool of serenity that can ripple out to all those around you. Joy is, in fact, quite contagious, as is love, compassion, and generosity. I believe that Abraham realized not only physical healing, but a healing on a very deep level, too. And with that healing, his joy was apparent, and he wanted to give back. Joy is linked to service. As oneness is growing in our awareness, we recognize the other is us, is a part of us. We want to serve. We want to make things better. Joy is the result. The natural expression of joy is to do good in the world. And really, the way to do that is to act from the core of our being. Where is our guidance leading us? Chopra tells us, when your creative expressions match the needs of your fellow humans, then wealth will spontaneously flow from the unmanifest into the manifest, from the realm of the spirit to the world of form. You will begin to experience your life as a miraculous expression of divinity, not just occasionally, but all the time. And you will know true joy and the true meaning of success, the ecstasy and exaltation of your own spirit. When our heart's desires meet the world's great need, joy follows. You know, I love Christmas music, and I spent last night, well, maybe not all night, but an hour of it, Christmas caroling with the good folks here of St. Mark's. One of my favorite Christmas tunes is I'll Be Home for Christmas. I love the idea of someone coming home and just being embraced by the family with the fire, going and a huge meal happening. It's just such a heartwarming scene for me. In Zen Buddhism, if you're familiar with koans, that is a short saying designed to convey some truth, much like a precept would be in Christianity. There's a koan that states, when you lose your mind, come back. During meditation, if we lose our focus, we can come back to our breath. If we find our physical being uncomfortable, we can come back to our seated position in which our torso muscles are slightly activated to support the back. If we find that we have become distracted and are not feeling our feelings, we can come back to that and allow those feelings to have expression so that we might heal. We come back to the present moment. And if we find we have lost our joy, we can come back. We can come back home to the deepest, innermost part of our hearts. The song, I've got joy, joy, joy down in my heart, has a deep truth to it. There is joy to be found. Come back to joy. We can always come back to the place that feels like home to us, no matter how far we may wander. So I'm going to invite us all to share in a group meditation. So let's go ahead and get comfortable. I invite you to close your eyes and begin to notice your breath. Releasing any tension in your physical being. Releasing any worries your heart may be holding, any fears. And as we continue to calm the physical self, our thoughts slow down. And we decide here and now not to become engaged with thoughts that may bubble up, but keeping our focus. If, however, we do get distracted, know that you can come home. You can come back. Come back to the present moment. Come back to the breath. Thich Nhat Hanh had a favorite meditation practice that I'm going to share with you today. First, breathe. And with your next breath, put a small smile on your face. Your next inhalation, put a smile in your heart. And with each breath, just keep smiling. And pour it out into the world. The peace, the joy that you may be feeling. Know you have an endless reservoir within you. And as we go into a period of silence, I invite you to continue this practice, breathing, smiling, and sharing it in the silence, in the silence, in the silence. And as our time of meditation comes to a close, we remember our joy. We remember how easy this practice is to connect with it once more, to share it with the world. And as we sit, resting, we invite Brett and Patty to share a song.
Mother, Father, God, at the depth of my being, you are my peace and my joy. Mother, Father, God, at the depth of my being,
you to join me in a prayer found on the screen. Together, divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, all that I receive, and all that I am. Thank you, Father, Mother, God, for the abundance in my life. Let's do another song. Let's stand up.
Have a hoedown, a Christmas hoedown.
Joy to the world, the Christ is come. Let earth receive his sing. Let every heart prepare a room, and heaven and nature sing, and heaven and nature sing, and heaven and nature sing. Joy to the world, now gladness reigns. Let earth its sounds employ. The fields and floods, rocks, hills, and plains, repeat the sounding joy, repeat the sounding joy, repeat, repeat the sounding joy. No more let hurt and sorrow grow, nor thorns infest the ground. Love comes to make its blessings flow. We are open to receive. We are open to receive. We are open to receive. Peace rules the world with truth and grace, and makes the nations prove the glories of its faithfulness, and wonders of its love, and wonders of its love, and wonders of its love. Is there another verse? Yeah. Well, let's do it again. Didn't I just do that? Peace rules the world. I thought I just sang that. Let's do it again. Peace rules the world with truth and grace, and makes the nations prove the glories of its faithfulness, and wonders of its love, and wonders of its love, and wonders, wonders of its love.
You know, I knew we had to sing it again.
You did.
I knew it when I was doing this PowerPoint, a couple days ago. Oh my gosh, I love the words that you wrote to that. It's such in keeping with the intention behind the song, I believe. Yeah, beautiful. So before I go any further, I'd like to invite our friends on Facebook to check in with each other. Say, how you doing? Or just, put something for which you are grateful, and respond to each other. Let's start building community online. And if you would like to support this ministry, I invite you to do so by going to unityhagerstown.org. You can click on the donate button. You can also sign up for our weekly email newsletter from that website. And for those of you who are here, if you'd like to support the ministry, there's an offering box in the back, and just drop in your donation when you leave. It is very, very much appreciated. We couldn't do this without you. So we do have a few announcements. Our solstice ritual is coming up on Tuesday at 7. The Zoom link is in the email newsletter. Just show up, but there are a few things that you will need to provide. 6 small items. They could be buttons, they could be paper clips, they could be blueberries. I don't care what they are, okay? A piece of paper, like 8.5 by 11, and some sort of a marker. And if you want to bring a candle too, that would be really nice. So now that I've got your interest aroused, you're all going to show up to see what we're going to do, right? I hope so. I hope you come. We have our Christmas Day service at 11 o'clock. It will be here in this sanctuary, followed by a potluck. We are going to put lots of tables out so that only 4 people at a table. It's going to be in the 50s. We're going to crack windows so that we have fresh air coming in. And we'll have a hand sanitizer at the buffet that everybody must use before going down the buffet. So if that sounds like something that you're comfortable with doing, I invite you to come. If you just want to come to the service and come and take home some food, you can do that as well. You know, it's Christmas. We'll have plenty of food. And so I hope you can make it. And then next week we have our burning bowl ritual, which is a beautiful service and one of my favorites. It's a time to kind of look back on the year and to release that which is no longer serving us. So in addition to that, we also write a letter to our future self. So it's wonderful. And then the following week, we have a white stone ritual, which I won't go into that now. I'll tell you next week, so you have to show. And then on the 9th, we're going to be making vision boards with January. That will be more details forthcoming with that one. So at this time, I'd like to say goodbye, my Facebook friends, our Facebook friends. We love you, we bless you, and we see that joy in you. So remember that you are a living expression of God and thus have this wonderful, eternal quality of joy with you always.